Another day, another story. Today, we delve into one of the most tragic and controversial events in U.S. law enforcement history, the Waco Siege of 1993. This 51-day standoff between the Branch Davidians religious sect and the United States government ended in a fiery tragedy that claimed the lives of 76 people, including 25 children. The Waco Siege has become a symbol of government overreach and the potential dangers of religious extremism. In this detailed account, we explore the events that led up to the Waco Siege and the tragic outcome that followed. To understand the Waco Siege, it is important to understand the Branch Davidians and their beliefs. The group was led by David Koresh, who was born Vernon Howell in Houston, Texas, in 1959. Koresh joined the Branch Davidians in the early 1980s and quickly rose to a leadership position. He claimed to be a Messiah figure and believed that he was the final prophet of the Bible. The Branch Davidians had been around since the 1930s and had split from the Seventh-day Adventist Church. The group believed in a strict interpretation of the Bible and saw themselves as a remnant of God's chosen people. They believed that the end of the world was imminent and that they would play a key role in the events leading up to the apocalypse. In 1984, the Branch Davidians purchased a 77-acre property near Waco, Texas, and named it the Mount Carmel Center. The compound included a main building, several outbuildings, and living quarters for the members of the group. The Branch Davidians were largely self-sufficient and grew their own food, raised livestock, and manufactured their own products. The group was known for their unconventional beliefs and practices, including their belief in polygamy. Koresh had multiple wives, including several who were underage. The Branch Davidians also stockpiled weapons and ammunition, which would become a point of contention in the events that led up to the Waco Siege. On February 28, 1993, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, ATF, launched a raid on the Mount Carmel Center. The raid was based on a search warrant that alleged the Branch Davidians were stockpiling illegal weapons, including fully automatic firearms and explosives. The raid quickly turned violent when the Branch Davidians opened fire on the ATF agents who were attempting to enter the compound. 4 ATF agents were killed, and another 16 were wounded. 6 Branch Davidians were also killed in the initial exchange of gunfire. After the failed raid, the FBI took over the siege and began negotiating with Koresh and the Branch Davidians. The FBI attempted to negotiate a peaceful resolution, but negotiations were complicated by Koresh's apocalyptic beliefs and his insistence that he was a Messiah figure. The FBI established a perimeter around the Mount Carmel Center and began using a variety of tactics to try to wear down the Branch Davidians. They cut off electricity and water to the compound, played loud music and bright lights at night, and engaged in psychological warfare to try to get the Branch Davidians to surrender. During the standoff, several Branch Davidians left the compound, but Koresh and a core group of followers remained inside. The FBI continued negotiations with Koresh, but tensions continued to escalate. On April 19, 1993, after weeks of failed negotiations and escalating tensions, the FBI launched a tear gas attack on the Mount Carmel Center. The attack was intended to force the Branch Davidians out of the compound and end the standoff. However, The tear gas attack did not go as planned. Shortly after the tear gas was introduced into the building, a fire broke out. It is still unclear how the fire started, but it quickly spread throughout the building, trapping those inside. The Branch Davidians attempted to escape the building, but many were unable to do so. Some were caught in the flames, while others were shot as they tried to flee. In total, 76 people died in the fire, including David Koresh and 25 children. The Waco Siege and the tragedy that followed sparked a nationwide debate about government overreach, religious extremism, and the use of force in law enforcement. Many people criticized the actions of the government and law enforcement agencies involved, arguing that they had mishandled the situation and needlessly put the lives of innocent people at risk. The Waco Siege has also become a symbol of the potential dangers of religious extremism. While the vast majority of religious groups in the United States are peaceful and law-abiding, incidents like the Waco Siege serve as a reminder of the potential risks posed by groups with extreme beliefs and practices. In the years since the Waco Siege, there have been many investigations and inquiries into what happened. While there is still no consensus on exactly what went wrong, the tragedy has led to changes in law enforcement tactics and procedures, as well as increased awareness of the potential risks posed by extremist groups. The Waco Siege remains one of the most controversial and tragic events in U.S. law enforcement history. The standoff between the Branch Davidians and the government highlighted the dangers of religious extremism and government overreach. While the events of the Waco Siege will never be forgotten, it is important to remember the lessons that can be learned from this tragedy. As we move forward, we must strive to find ways to prevent similar incidents from happening again and to promote understanding and tolerance between different groups in our society. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more content.